Hi, I'm Alana Dyson. This is a cooking show where we celebrate the spectrum of human diversity by celebrating food culture. Right now we're going to cook one of my inventions that I like the best. It's taco carbonara, which is easy to make, really fast. In fact, it's so easy to make you don't even have to have your stove turned on to do it. So, breakfast taco carbonara. It's something I invented. It's munchy food. That's the kind of food I do. I like to do sexy munchy food from scratch, like stuff that, like this for instance, we got drunk one night and came up with on the fly. I was like, oh my god, that sounds delicious. So that's the kind of stuff I like to do. This is my mise en place. This is what we have for the recipe. This is, I have a card with that stuff written on it, but basically what you start with in the pan is, this is just barely heating up. So I'm going to go ahead and get my butter in. I have like a little bit of butter. I have a little bit of cubed hard chorizo. And these are going to be the first things you put in the pan. Ground floor taco carbonara. And I got my handy dandy spatula. I like to do this with chopsticks better, but I don't have my wooden chopsticks with me and I don't want to scratch this guy. Anyway, this is cooked potatoes. Okay, we have butter, chorizo in here. I have cooked potatoes. I'm going to put these in there next. Then we will toss, what I have here is shredded up julienne corn tortillas. And that's going to be the pasta in the pasta carbonara. So basically this is like a Mexican and Italian fusion dish, which sounds ridiculous. And it shouldn't work, but it does. And it's really yummy. And so also I have here, this is the tortillas. I've got grated pecorino romano cheese. I've also got, you could use Parmesan if you had it, if that's what you have on hand, whatever Italian cheese you got, like a hard Grana Padano cheese is fine. This is cotija. You can use queso fresco, queso blanco, whatever Mexican cheese you want that you like. I like the crumbly ones. You could use feta, that might be good. You could go Greek with it. It'd be really sexy, kinda. Alright, I got a little sizzle here. Got some action, that's good. Yeah. I can smell my chorizo, it's yummy. Alright. Well, the great thing about this is it doesn't take very long. I'm going to go ahead and crack my eggs. Alright, so I've got a little bit, this is 2 eggs. I got a little bit of almond milk right here if you wanted to be sexy. You could use crema mexicana or heavy cream or half and half or coconut milk or whatever you want. Something liquidy and creamy that will help your eggs just be a little looser. You're going to beat those up a little bit, but not too much. Nothing crazy. And I'll season those with a little salt and pepper too. A little garlic powder or chili powder or cumin would not be an unwelcome addition to that. I'm trying to heat down just a little bit. Add my potatoes in here, my chorizo and my butter. Get those just warmed through before I add my tortilla strips, which I'm just going to coat with the fat from the chorizo and the nice butter and make it sexy and delicious. We're all about sexy and delicious. Oh yeah, get that sexy egg action. I meant to grind some more pepper earlier, but I forgot to do it. Alright, that's good for that. My potatoes are like warmed up. My tortilla strips in here. Toss them around a bit. Gently, because you don't want to break them out too much. I'm going to switch to my tongs, which are non-stick friendly. The rubber tips. I love these. You can't really see the tortilla strips changing color up here, I guess, but once they start to soak up that nice chorizo oil and get a little orangey looking, you know, that's always a nice, that's a good sign to where you're like, alright, once these get happy, I'm going to add my eggs. And so I kind of like to make a little nest, or do like what the Italians would call a well, like if you're making pasta and you're going to put eggs in the center of your flour when you're making your pasta dough. Like, oh, everybody's done that with their grandma. I hope everybody has a grandma. My grandma never made pasta with me, but I love my grandma's. So here we go with Actually, first, before I add the eggs, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this cheese on first. I'm going to sprinkle some of the pecorino and some of the cotija. About half of each that I have grated up here on that before I stir it up, because you want a little bit of the raw cheese flavor at the end, but you also want a little bit of the melted gooey cheese flavor in the middle. So that's part of what makes it yummy. Eggs going down in the middle like that. Alright, and then you start stirring it together. This is where it starts to look like the carbonara, where you would have your guanciale or your pancetta. Or your, instead we're using chorizo, and we're using a combination of Mexican cheeses and Italian cheeses. And instead of going just the Italian route and using semolina pasta, we're using crazy corn tortillas. Alright, they're getting too broken up, so I'm going to sort of let them chill out on one side. Then I'll probably take that whole mass and kind of flip it over with my spatula. On va poser en table. Alright. And you know, like I've got this on a nice sort of gentle heat. I had it, I guess the good thing about this little electric skillet, and thank you Mama June again, for this handy thing to have. My thermostat is currently on 350. I had it cranked up to 400 at the beginning just to get it kind of started and everything, but now it's doing pretty much what I want it to. I'll go another few seconds on this side. Alright, yeah, this is ready to be flipped, I think. And so, yeah, this is never going to go over totally all in one piece, so. Now, it's not the prettiest girl that ever went to the prom, but if you're like late at night or early in the morning and you've been like having margaritas, this would be great with or after margaritas, or you know, reminiscing about margaritas. This is a good, it's a great sort of, it's great drunk food. It's like, you know, delicious fat and carbs and breakfasty stuff, but late at night for me is always what I want. That's my philosophy of cooking what I want to eat. This is something I always would want to eat. And yeah, it's somewhere between like a Italian carbonara and a Hiroshima pancake gone to Mexico, which is fantastic. It makes no sense, but it works. Alright, so now this is like, you know, enough for 2 people probably, or like, I don't know about normal people. And this is some salsa that I made. If you like, you know, if you have, so you can get whatever. This would be good with the Herdez green stuff from the Herdez. I don't know, my pronunciation sucks. Whatever that green stuff is from the store, you could get the red stuff from the store if you like that. Whatever kind of salsa you like. If you want to make your own, do it. If you don't, grab a jar. I won't tell anybody. And some more cheese on top. Some of this pecorino shavings. Oh yeah, represent Italy. Cotija. Represent Mexico. A little more cilantro on top. That's pretty sexy. I mean, tell me you wouldn't eat that, right? I'd eat that. Do you want to try some?